Have you ever justified a choice with logic, only to realize your heart had already decided? David Hume didn't just notice this, he declared it. Reason is, and ought only to be, the slave of the passions. But what does that mean? What if the answer reshapes everything you think about free will, morality, and what truly drives you? The Enlightenment was an age obsessed with light, clarity, control. Thinkers like Descartes and Kant held reason above all, seeing it as the crown jewel of human identity. But in Edinburgh, in the mist-drenched quiet of 18th century Scotland, a young David Hume asked, "What if this light blinds us? What if emotion, not intellect, guides our lives?" Hume was born in 1711 into a Calvinist world of austerity and faith. A quiet child with a fierce internal world, he devoured philosophy young but broke with its orthodoxy. In France, he wrote a treatise of human nature in near isolation. Its reception, silence, but time would prove it revolutionary. He rejected dogma and certainty. He saw religion not as divine, but as a product of fear. He wrote not to please, but to provoke. Yet behind the fire was melancholy. Hume sought truth, but he also sought peace. He knew how fragile reason could be, especially when passion called louder. So what did he mean by reason being the slave of the passions? Hume believed reason cannot invent our goals. It can only calculate how to reach them. We desire, and then we justify. You want love, success, justice? Reason helps you get there, but the desire, that spark, comes first. Socrates and Plato imagined reason as the charioteer guiding wild horses, but Hume flipped it, the horses lead. And reason, if honest, serves their path. This wasn't nihilism, it was clarity. Without recognizing the primacy of emotion, we risk deluding ourselves, thinking our judgments are purely logical. But what if morality, art, ambition are all born from feeling, not fact? Centuries later, neuroscience caught up. The limbic brain, responsible for emotion, activates before the rational cortex. We feel before we think. When brain injuries sever emotion from decision-making, people become paralyzed, unable to choose. Logic alone cannot move us. Psychology confirms it too. Emotional intelligence, not raw IQ, is what predicts success. Marketers tap into our desires, not our logic. Algorithms measure our feelings in real time. Even AI, to mimic us, must first learn to mimic our emotional responses. So why do we still believe reason reigns supreme? Think back. That career you chose, that person you loved, the city you moved to. Was it numbers that made the choice? Or a pull, a fire, a whisper you couldn't explain? Our world rewards data, efficiency, logic. But Hume reminds us, passion precedes purpose. We dream before we plan, we ache before we act, and when we ignore that ache, we lose direction. What are you rationalizing right now that your heart already answered? Hume died quietly in 1776, but his thought still stirs revolutions. Reason will always have its place. Without passion, it becomes empty calculation. To live fully is to let your feeling lead, and then invite reason to serve. It's in love, in art, in protest, in becoming who you are. Subscribe to Philowhisp, where great minds whisper into your heart. Watch the next episode and remember, your reasons begin with your longing.